Hello everybody, my name is Max, and if you don't know by now, I'm half Japanese American, and that's kind of what I want to talk to you about today, shed a little bit of light on what it's like to be half Asian and half white. So jumping right into it, every half Asian person out there knows that this is the #1 most horrible, most difficult, most excruciating part about being half Asian. Alright, time to knock out this survey. Wait a minute. Okay, maybe it doesn't go exactly like that, but you get the point. Most of the time, they kind of let you choose more than one bubble. They usually have an other option, but actually in this case, I actually did take a survey the other day that really had unknown listed, and there was no other option, so I could only click one, and so I faced like a mini dilemma because I couldn't choose other or I couldn't choose both. So yeah, that actually happened. But just so you know, because I'm sure somebody's going to ask me out there, I ended up hitting the bubble for Asian because, and also sometimes you get a little bit of benefits if you're a minority, sometimes, not all the time. But anyway, that's what I did. So growing up, I didn't really care about my own race so much, or anybody else's race for that matter. I didn't really even know what that is. I mean, when you're in elementary school, you don't really care about race. You're just kind of thinking about playing and eating worms on the playground. I never did that. I was just swinging. But that's besides the point. My point is, when you're young, you don't really care about these things, and you shouldn't. And besides, I never really had many bad experiences for being Japanese or white or mixed or anything like that, other than a good experience where I was called ninja and I got to play the master ninja in my high school or middle school play. That was pretty awesome. But then of course there's bad things, like I had to go to Japanese school on Saturdays for, I don't even think it was half a year, but I just remembered I hated it. So there's that. But that's not even that bad, really. However, I did get the occasional question about my origin or where I'm from. And it kind of went down like this every single time. Hey, so where are you from originally? No, I was born in Michigan, in a city called Ann Arbor. It's like really close to Detroit. Well, I mean, what is your ethnic background? At first, I kind of took these two questions to be completely separate from one another, and I didn't really think it was that odd to be asked about your ethnic background, but then I started to realize maybe I look really different. So I kind of started to realize there's a theme to these questions, and they're usually going the same route. And I kind of realized eventually that they're probably just trying to get past the ambiguity that is my face. I do have a funny story though that's not really related to this, but just so you know, recently I was at a work party and I was with my roommate who is Asian, and there's a guy who came up to us a little bit drunkenly, and this is what he said. Man, you guys are just so zen. Oh, cool. Thanks, man. Hey, wait a minute. Did he say that because I'm Asian? But another thing about being half Asian that I kind of find funny is when friends kind of pull these jokes, or coworkers, and they say stuff like this. Max, big news! We got our first Asian at the office. Our company's gonna get a heck of a lot smarter. Oh, nice, but I mean, I thought I was the first Asian here. Yeah, but you're like half Asian, so you don't really count. Madaka! Anyway, being categorized as half or mixed race, it didn't really hit me that hard until I hit late high school, college, because it never really was a big deal until that point. But what I can say is that when I moved to Japan, first for study abroad when I was in high school, and then second time after my sophomore year of college, is when I really started to notice that there's a huge thing about being half, at least over there. And that's what kind of really changed my perspective on this whole thing. You see, where I was from growing up, there wasn't really a lot of half Japanese kids. It definitely wasn't a common thing, and they still aren't. But after living for 4 years in Tokyo, and you run into half Japanese people all the time, everyone and their mom is half Japanese, which I guess that doesn't really make sense. That would mean they'd have to have a dad who's also, well, it could happen. In any case, you're just amazed at how many half Japanese people really are out there, especially in such a condensed area that is Tokyo. You see them in the streets, you see them at school, you see them working, and sometimes you give the little acknowledgement that you're both half, and you definitely see them a lot on TV or modeling newspapers, or no one has newspapers anymore. Wall prints. So that's why I was going to talk about what it's like being half or mixed in Japan, but then I realized like this is going to take like a whole nother video to shoot all that kind of information. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to shoot another video one day about what it's like to be Hafu in Japan. No promises though. But all in all, when I think about it, being half Asian, being half Japanese is pretty great because it just means that I can go both ways. You see, I have an Asian side of a family, and then I have the white side of a family. And somewhere in the middle, I'm a blended mix of both of them.
Oh my gosh.
That's horrible. I have a really bad gag reflex. I shouldn't have done that. You're like the delicious cream-filled center of an Oreo, bridging the gap between two more plain, average, normal cookies. In all seriousness though, the way I see it, you don't even have to identify as half Asian or mixed or anything like that in order to think that you're a unique person. You are the product of two completely different families coming together, even if they are of the same racial background. I'm not any more special than the guy next to me just because I'm mixed. In fact, everyone is different, everyone is special, everyone has something unique about them. And it doesn't really matter who you are, because what really matters is what you choose to do in this life. And that is what truly makes you special. I don't know why I got so deep there, probably because I wrote it in the script. But that is the end of this video.
So subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm trying to upload videos more often. I'm doing my abs because I ate all those Oreos. And I have a New Year's resolution. I gotta do more workouts so that I can look more buff. So yeah, anyway, subscribe to my channel. Do it, it'll be cool. Thank you.